لا فتى إلا علي لا سيف إلا ذو الفقار لا فتى إلا علي لا سيف إلا ذو الفقار
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today we're looking at hadith number 12 from the commander of the faithful, Imam Ali, may God's peace and blessings be upon him. And this tradition speaks volumes of what it is expected from us as human beings, as Muslims, as believers in the message of Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. May God's peace and blessings be upon them all. And we see something within this tradition which does not give us a outcome or an effect in the next world, but rather right here in this temporal world. You know, many of the times when we look at traditions, we see what is the reward in the next world, the paradise, and therefore sometimes we look towards that and we try to work towards that which is in the next world. But this tradition today will show us what is actually awaiting us in this world. And the topic of the morality or our morals is what we want to look at today. Now we know in Islam that a good portion of the Quran is dedicated to Islamic morals and etiquette. When the Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessings be upon him and his family, was deputed as a prophet, he stated in a tradition that one of the only reasons that he was raised as a prophet was to complete the most perfect of noble moral ethical traits. In addition, we have supplications such as the supplication from the fourth Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, which is known as the supplication of Makarim Akhlaq, or the most noble of traits. So we see that the Quran, the supplications, the traditions of the infallibles have all stressed upon the importance of us as Muslims having exceptional morals and qualities, higher and much more greater than anybody else within the society. The hadith for today, which you want to look at, states the following from Imam Ali, may God's peace and blessings be upon him. He says the following: "It is through having good ethics and principles that the keys to the treasures of sustenance in this world lies." In more simpler terms, the commander of the faithful is showing us that if you want to have increased sustenance, if you want to get ahead materialistically in this world, then one of the keys is to have good morals, good principles, to be a principled and balanced individual. Today we see it in the marketplace. When you go to the shopping centers, the malls, the stores, you see how the people who work there, the employees, how they have been trained by the manager and by those, the hiring teams on how to deal with customers, customer relations. They're told to smile, to engage in talk to the customer, to help them out if they're looking for something. All of these different things are spoken about, and the individuals working in such stores are trained on how to interact with customers, how to be presentable, how to respect the individual who's coming into the store to shop. This is nothing other than Islamic morals and etiquette as well that we see within our traditions. And we see that when this happens in the environment of the marketplace, of the malls and the stores, that you want to go back and you want to shop and you want to spend your money there, thereby increasing the profits, the sales of that particular store. So they have realized that through good akhlaq, through good morals, they can attract customers and they can increase the sustenance, they can increase the sales of that particular store just through dealing with people in a polite fashion. At this point, it's important for us to remember as Muslims that it is imperative for us, not only because we're Muslims, but as a human trait, that we ensure that we have the best of morals and etiquette, especially if we are working around other people, if we're dealing with people on a regular basis. We need to make sure that our morals, our etiquette are impeccable, that they reflect the teachings of Islam as taught within the Quran and the teachings of Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. And in fact, we have another tradition which speaks about the importance of good morals. And we are told the following, that within doing goodness and having good morals, that there are two things which reside in that it helps to build ourselves, build the cities, build the world that we're living in, and also that it increases in our lifespan. Our life actually is prolonged in our good morals. Now, there may be a metaphysical reality to this, It may be just a physical reality that when you're doing good, you have a positive outlook on life. You are, just an overall positive person with positive energy flowing from you. That obviously you will realize that the society can be built up through this, and that your life will expand, your lifespan will extend because of the fact that you're not under stress, you're not a grumpy, you're not always angry or mad or in these kind of moods, but you're a very happy, tempered individual. And so perhaps that is one of the meanings in such traditions that tell us to maintain a good demeanor, a good composure, and that this will actually increase in our span of life. Finally, in closing, we bring up this part of the discussion from the commentator of this hadith, where he talks about the fact that, again, as believers, we have to ensure our morals and etiquette are of the highest level. And he gives an example, again, that we mentioned previously. When you go shopping, and if you go to the first store and the sales clerk or the person helping you in the store doesn't give you attention, they ignore you, they don't talk to you, they don't help you find what you're looking for, obviously, without even a second thought, you turn around and leave that store because you feel, well, they don't want my money, they don't want my business, I will go elsewhere with my money. And he mentions that if you go to another store and they give you that respect, they give you the time of day, they help you out, they help you find what it is that you're looking for, then chances are you would obviously be purchasing from there, you would go back to that store, you would tell your friends and your family about the service you received. So again, we see that it is a very logical understanding of this hadith, that we don't have to go deep into what the hadith means, but looking just at a very surface level, it gives us a true and clear understanding of what it means to have good morals, good manners, good etiquette, and that this would actually increase in our sustenance. This would actually help us, benefit us in this world. And again, that is what many of us are looking for, is how to do better in this temporal material world. And so we close and we ask the Almighty Creator to help us to improve our morals, our etiquette, our character, and that we can fashion ourselves after the teachings of Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. May God's peace and blessings be upon all of them. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.